Hello, dear students. I am Samir Velankar. I welcome all of you to this fourth video on the topic P and NP class problems. In the previous video, we saw what do you mean by reducing one problem to the other problem. If A and B are the two problems, and we write A is reducible to B, then this reduction from A to B should be done in polynomial time. Only then it is useful. If the reduction itself takes exponential time, then it's of no use. Now, if A is reducible to B, then there is a theorem on this reduction. Let's see what is the theorem in our fourth video. Now, what the theorem says is that problem A problem A is reducible to problem B in polynomial time is shown in this fashion, as you all know. Or many authors write it as A is reducible to B in polynomial time. Now, very important point or the theorem which I am telling you in this video is if A is reducible to B, of course, in polynomial time, then if problem B, observe, if problem B can be solved in polynomial time, then problem A can be solved in polynomial time. Coming it again, I am writing it here. If A is reducible to B in polynomial time, reduction can be done in polynomial time or conversion can be done in polynomial time. And if there exists a polynomial time algorithm, P time algorithm to solve this problem B, then there surely exists a P time algorithm to solve A. What happens many times, that we don't know whether a problem is solvable or not. Suppose somebody gives us a problem A and we try hard to write a p-time algorithm for this problem A. But we are not successful in writing a p-time algorithm for problem A. Then we raise our hands and we say it is impossible to write polynomial time algorithm. This happens most of the times. But are you sure? Or are you not able to write a polynomial time algorithm? Then what you can do is if you know some polynomial time algorithm B, you know that there exists some problem B which can be solved in polynomial time. And if you are able to reduce A to B in polynomial time, if this reduction is possible, then you can say that A is same as B, isn't it? You know what reduction means, that problem A can be converted to problem B. If problem A can be converted to problem B, and there exists a polynomial time algorithm for problem B, polynomial time algorithm exists for problem B, then surely polynomial time algorithm exists for A. That means you are not applying all the all the resources or energy to write a proper algorithm for A. And you cannot now declare that no, it is not possible to write the polynomial time algorithm. Okay, so that's the first theorem. I hope you have understood. Now, the second point in this theorem is that if problem A cannot be solved in polynomial time, then problem B cannot be solved in polynomial time. Here we go. What this second point says is that if, say, there is a problem A and it is reducible to problem B in polynomial time, and we have proved, we have known that there exists no polynomial time algorithm till this date to solve problem A. That is, problem A is NP. We cannot write a polynomial time algorithm for A, then surely we cannot write a polynomial time algorithm for B. Because A is not solvable, so B is also not solvable. At times, this theorem can be confusing. Watch it out again. If A is reducible to B and B can be solved in P time, then A can be surely solved in P time. Okay, the first part. The second part is if A is reducible to B in polynomial time and if A cannot be solved in P time, there exists no algorithm which solves A in P time, then surely B also cannot be solved in P time. There exists no polynomial time algorithm for B as of till this date. So that's what the second point says. If problem A cannot be solved in polynomial time, then problem B cannot be solved in polynomial time. Memorize this. Just rewind the video and just keep watching these rules. These rules are very, very important as we are now proceeding in the same video, and I'll introduce. Let's continue our discussion on NP. I will introduce very important terms NP, which we already know, NP hard, and NP complete. Trust me, this is going to be really very interesting, especially the diagram which you see at the bottom of the screen. Okay, before it irritates you, let me repeat what is NP. If there exists a polynomial time algorithm, if there exists a polynomial time algorithm for verification, then such problem is called NP problem. For example, there exists a polynomial time algorithm for verification for 0 by 1 knapsack, or there exists a p-time algorithm for verification for sum of subset, then such problems are in the NP class. Now, then what is NP hard? Now, all of you remember the diagram which we had drawn in our third video, it seems. All the P problems and NP problems can be shown using Venn diagram like this. Surely P problems, polynomial time problems, can be solved and verified both in polynomial time, but NP class problems cannot be solved in polynomial time, but they can be verified in polynomial time. So we know this Venn diagram. Now just imagine there is some problem. Note where I am drawing this dot. There is some problem X. Imagine there is some problem X which we even don't know whether it belongs to NP or not. There is some arbitrary problem. Imagine some problem X, and every problem in NP. I'm talking about NP. Hello. Every problem in NP, there are many problems, isn't it, which are NP, non-deterministic polynomial time algorithms. If each of these problem, if every problem is reducible to problem X, check the word, every problem in NP, whatever thousands, millions, 10 millions, whatever amount of problems are there in NP, if all of these problems are reducible to X, then we say X is NP hard problem. NP hard. Check the definition again. If every problem which belongs to NP class, if that problem is reducible to problem X, then we say that problem X is NP hard. So imagine there is problem A here, problem B, problem C, problem D, and many such problems. A is reducible to X. We can do this. A is reducible to B is reducible to X. We can do this. C is reducible to X. We can do this. And we can do this for every problem in NP can be reducible to problem X. Then that problem X is called NP hard problem. What that means, if all these problems in NP can be reduced to problem X, A can be reduced to X, B can be reduced to X, C can be reduced to X, like that every problem can be reduced to X, then we can say X is a sort of equivalent problem to all these problems A, B, C, D, E, F, however number of problems are there in NP. What that means is if somebody finds solution for X, check this statement. This is such an interesting statement. If somebody finds the solution for X, then it might be possible to find solution for A because X is equivalent to all these problems, isn't it? We can say X is as hard as all the problems in NP. X is as hard problem as all the problems in NP. Isn't it so? What that means is X is as powerful or as strong as all the problems in NP. Such problem is called NP hard. So what is NP hard? Check this. If every problem in NP can be reduced to some problem X, then problem X is called NP hard problem. We say problem X is as hard as all the problems in NP class. Hence, it is enough to find out a polynomial time algorithm for problem X. This will ultimately solve all other NP problems, because if you find solution for problem X, then you have ultimately found solution for all the problems. Isn't it so? Very interesting. Now, there is one more term called NP complete. Now you recall the diagram which I had drawn just a few minutes back. There are P problems and there are NP problems, and there is some problem X such that all the problems in NP class are reducible to X, of course in polynomial time. This reduction should be done in polynomial time. If all the problems are reducible to X, then we said X is NP hard. Now imagine this problem X is NP. We know that this X, which I have drawn the dot outside, we didn't know this. Where does this problem belong? If this problem X is also member of NP class, then this problem X is called NP complete. What that means is, check this diagram now, P and NP. There are many problems in NP. Let's say for simplicity, there are 4 problems A, B, C, D. And B can be reduced to A, C can be reduced to A, D can be reduced to A. Just imagine there are only 4 problems in NP. There might be millions of problems. We don't know. But imagine there are 4 problems in NP, and all the 3 problems B, C, D are reducible to problem A. Then A is NP hard, isn't it? Because all the NP class problems are reducible to problem A. And we know that A belongs to NP. Then such problem A is called NP complete problem. What is NP complete? If a problem X is NP hard, you understand that? What do you mean by problem X is NP hard? Yes, every problem of NP can be reduced to this problem X. Then it is NP hard and NP also. That is, problem X is NP hard and it belongs to NP class. Then such a problem X is called, I guess you are understanding. Very tricky at times, but I guess we have taken enough videos and slowly and steadily I have come to this point. Now can you understand this diagram? Well, well, well. Do you understand this diagram? You just check that there are many problems in NP, isn't it? Many problems in NP. And there is some problem X, let's say, which is in NP. Observe this line. This is NP. This is NP set. There is some problem X in NP. This X is in NP, isn't it? Such that every problem in NP is reducible to this problem X, isn't it? All the problems in NP are reducible to X. Then X is NP hard. That means X belongs to NP hard also. Check this set of NP hard. Why X is NP hard? Because all the problems in NP can be reduced to problem X in polynomial time. But you observe that X is in NP set also. That means X is NP complete. So are you understanding? NP complete is an intersection. There are some problems here in this intersection here which are NP and which are NP hard. I guess you are following. Maybe we have problem A, problem B, problem C, problem D, problem E. And now there are many problems F, G, H, I, J over here. Many problems. And we have seen that all these problems are reducible to A. All these problems are reducible to A. Then A is NP hard. So that's why A belongs to NP hard set. But A is NP also. Now when will be A NP? Relax, relax. You have understood why is A NP hard? Because all the problems in NP are reducible to A. And we know that A is NP. But when will be A NP? If A is verified, A can be verified in polynomial time. In polynomial time. Then A is NP, isn't it? And all the problems are reducible to A. So A is NP and A is NP hard. That's why A is NP complete. Same discussion applies to B also. All the problems here F, G, H, I, J are reducible to B. There is another problem B here. A was NP complete. There is another problem B to which every problem in NP is reducible, isn't it? Then definitely B is NP hard. So it belongs to NP hard set. But we also know that B can be verified in polynomial time. That means B is NP. So B is NP hard and NP. We call such problems as NP complete. Then, one basic confusion of students is that then which kind of problems are there in this pure NP hard? If you see only NP hard set, sorry, which type of problems are there in NP hard? Now, if you know what is NP hard problem, all these problems in NP are reducible to a problem in NP hard. That's why it is NP hard, isn't it? We say all the problems in NP are reducible to this problem. So the problem here is as hard as NP problems. But there exists no polynomial time algorithm which can verify the solution height. That means even verification algorithm does not exist for the given problem X. So although all the problems in NP are reducible to problem X, that's why it is NP hard, but X is not NP because there is no verification algorithm for X. There are several such problems for which you cannot even verify. If the solution is given, you can't write a polynomial time algorithm to check whether that solution really is the solution for problem X. You can't write a polynomial time algorithm for verification. So these are really hard problems, really, because even verification algorithms does not exist for them. I hope you have understood this diagram, which is such a popular diagram in the discussion of NP hard, NP complete, NP and P. What that means is there are many NP complete problems. Question is, which are the problems in real world which are NP complete? Let me give you some examples. Satisfiability problem is NP complete. It has been proved that satisfiability problem is NP complete, isn't it? And there are many such problems which can be proved to be NP complete. So that's what we are going to see in our next video. That suppose we get a new problem, let's say problem X. There is a problem X, and somebody asks us, just prove that problem X, problem X is in NP complete set, is NP complete. Well, you always understand we have been asked to prove it might be that problem X is not NP complete. That's what we have to check, whether problem X is NP complete. How do you do this is going to be seen in our next video. Thank you very much.